What's up, dudes? Kevin Z here from the Dudes, and what I have here is a deck profile with Blue Baby, and the one who made this is Anthony Garcia from the DADZ. So say hi to Anthony.
What's going on, guys?
All right, sweet. So what we have here is the Blue Baby deck profile, and what could you tell me about this deck?
Uh, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this leader now. Draw one. When you put the leader in the field, you play Planet Toefl. When he awakens, draw two. No one tap. Awaken side, Servant, and Overlord. Overlord. Bottom deck one, draw a card. Activate main is the best part of this awaken leader. Top three, grab a counter, put two to the bottom, and pitch one back, and you just keep cycling through your deck with this leader.
Yeah, and that really works with the theme, with how the deck works with all the counters, etc., etc. And so what we have first off is Baby Unknown Parasite, and you run it as a 4-of.
Yes, you want to see this unison, just because this is kind of the go-to play. This is my deck finisher, I'd like to call it. +2, draw one, and then -5. You're going to go ahead and give your leader 15k and double strike for the turn. Also, until the end of the next turn, you pitch 2 cards. You can activate any counter skill.
And that's supposed to work with the 5-drop that we're actually going to go on to later.
Correct, because that is your game ender. That is your boss monster.
And then we also have the standard stuff. We got like D-Magics, but we also have Beans. Not a lot of Blue Babies lists actually run Beans right now. How come you run 3 Beans?
Reason why I run Beans is with the recent release of the Silver Bullets, just because the untapping and activating a counter skill, you basically take a life and an energy. So it kind of sets you back a little bit, but Bean is still a great card. It's still a staple in all blue decks.
All right, that makes sense. It's supposed to help with trying to play around everything and see how it really goes. And then we also have the Revenge Big Bang Attack. If your leader card is a Blue Baby card, yeah, etc. Like it basically does D-Magic, but you get the +1. Well, not the +1. You go neutral. Sorry.
Yes, it's just still you're neutral, but you're cycling through the deck, so you're continuously just getting another card with this. I mean, it's great. If it was sparking, I think this card would be broken.
Yeah, but we already have one like that. So
yeah, exactly.
It's better not for it to be like that. Then we got I don't know how to say this, Mechiro.
I call him Mechicorp.
Mechicorp. Okay, because I don't know how to say that. It's just what is that? But it's basically like your own mini like your own little mini Roshi, in a way.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. It's a 15k for 1 energy in this deck. You get to choose up to 1 blue energy, and you switch it back to active mode again. You don't have to do it against Silver Bullets. You can still negate and have a 15k body on board, and then you don't have to untap it if you don't need to, as long as you know how you're playing your game.
All right, sweet. So you at least get it like a card, and it's basically free if you choose to untap.
Correct.
And then we also got Mafuba. I think that card's kind of self-explanatory, especially since that you get to pay 1 energy for it instead of 2.
Yes, I think it's still a great card till this day. Mafuba, no explanation needed. I mean, you just negate and basically just... I mean, it's Mafuba.
Yeah, it really helps against boss monsters, Sin Shenron, etc., etc. And what we also have here, you run 4 Vegeta Disciplined Warriors. I know that some lists run Zamasu, so how come you decided not to run Zamasu or a 2-2 split?
Reason being is that with this deck, I want to continue to cycle just to see my cards. So I'm consistently pitching to the bottom. This also helps with the boss monster and also playing negates from the bottom. Again, we'll run into the 4-drop. The 4-drop Baby allows you to do things like that, where you can play a counter as long as you have the same amount of energy.
Okay, so more synergy with the actual deck.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And then we got 3 Draw Apes, which what it does, it's pay 2, draw 2. Yeah,
pay 2, draw 2. And in this deck too, especially, you can use it as a defensive card. A lot of the times on your turn, you're not going to really do much. So if you have the extra energy to put up, I mean, you can pay 2, draw 2.
Or just use D-Magic, Beans, and stuff like that. And then what we also have here is Baby Saiyan Power Absorbed. Not too many people running this.
Yes, reason being, I think this card is so broken. And not a lot of people expect this card. Not a lot of people know about this card. So there's a good combo that I like to do with this card and Mafuba. So I will, for example, when I'm playing against like a Shin Shenron or even a Gotenks deck, I will Mafuba them. Mafuba, obviously, once Mafuba is basically removed from the field, then you'll use the Activate main on Same Power Absorb. You basically negate their skills, it goes back to their hand, and they don't get their pieces back, they can't get their ball back. So, I mean, people don't expect this card, and I'm really surprised that not a lot of baby players are playing this card.
I'm pretty sure there's a it has to do with playstyle and maybe like some difference, but like I think that it's personally for me, like I think it's a really good card. Like I think, especially since it negates the skills, then returns to the owner's hand.
Mm-hmm.
So like something for like Sin Shenron that works out really well with the 9-drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we also have here is only 2 of the SS of the Trunks TP basically.
Yeah. So 2 of the Trunks TP. You're basically, like I said, your Unison's not going to come out till turn usually 4. I usually play it on turn 4 just because I want to have that 1 energy up. I don't want to tap out on turn 3 for this Unison because your leader doesn't untap. So having this even to play it in the deck for 2 is nice. But when you have that Unison up and play it for 1, I mean, it's just a great card.
Yeah, it's just a lot better. And then of course we have the Planet Toefl, self-explanatory, decreases all of your counter stuff by 1. Also adds life, by the way. Like a lot of people forget about that effect also.
Yes, you can add life on it, so it helps with self-awakening as well.
Mm-hmm. So like if you're at 5 or if you're having a little bit trouble like facing against like for example Bulma, it really helps with that.
Yeah.
And then what we also have is the 3-drop baby mono blue card.
Yeah. So Diabolic Parasite. Diabolic Parasite is one of my favorite cards. I want to find room in the deck for 1 more, but this deck is already at 55. But play this card. You switch up 1 energy. You switch 1 energy back to active mode. So basically, you're playing it for 1 energy, 19k, and it's got Overlord on it, so you can cycle your servants.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. So especially since with the Overlord, it helps with your servant cards, which
we don't run a lot in this.
Yeah, not a lot. Now that I look at it, I'm all like, wait a minute.
yeah. You know what? Surprisingly, I ran the servants for a bit, and wasn't my type of play style. I just felt like they can be removed so easily. I just the Gohan is probably the only really good servant out of the deck.
Makes sense. Like since we're gonna be moving on for a little bit, Son Gohan Baby's Minion. Really good card. It's basically the deck's little topo.
Yes, correct. So like with this, I mean, you play it for essentially 2. It's a 25k on board, so they can't Black Mass Saiyan this. It's 25k as it hits on the board. Mm-hmm. And then on their turn, they're basically, it's like a mini topo. They're pitching a card to the bottom of their deck every time they swing.
All right, sweet. And I think that's a really good card, especially with the whole Overlord thing that they were trying to implement. And then what we have next is Janemba, Raging Incarnation of Evil, which is, I'm pretty sure you just play this for like some sort of aggro, especially since it has deflect and can untap 3.
Yes, on tap 3, draw 1. Again, we're trying to draw cards. Every card that we're playing, we're trying to replace it right away. This card, even if it gets, counterplay Frieza, you're still getting its effect. But with this deck, what I'm doing is consistently chipping away at their life. So I'm chipping away, little by little. So every time I can get a chance to swing, I'm going to get a swing on it.
That makes sense. And then the next one, we got Merichim, Braid Bruiser. And I think this card's a little bit self-explanatory. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck. Gains 5k dual attack, and it already has double strike with barrier, so it's actually a really good card.
Yeah, they can't counterplay Frieza, which is like the biggest thing. Obuni is cool, but I feel like this is more you're swinging tall with this card. They're basically gonna have to out combo it if you hit its activate main.
Yeah, and I think this card's just a lot better in green against green as well. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Ultra Instinct Son Goku, the Unstoppable. It costs 3, so it's not 4. When this card when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, return it to hand, then draw a card.
Yeah, I think in this deck for 3, this card is awesome. I mean, I've done this play many times where I'm playing against green, they try to sell Xeno me, all of a sudden I play this, boom, goes back to their hand, they take 3, but then I draw 1 at the end of, I draw 1 after their effect's done.
Yeah. And then we have, I'm pretty sure this is like one of the stars of your deck, Baby the Saiyan Slayer.
Yes, Baby the Saiyan Slayer is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's a counter, for 3. Counter, play the card. But activate main is what makes it my favorite card. You bought at the bottom deck of your card. Just again, you can set this up with your super combo. You can set this up with your activate main on the awakened side. If you have a counter card at the bottom of your deck, you pay it as long as you have the same amount of energy equal to or less.
All right, yeah, it's a really good card, especially since it's already a 20k, a double strike.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have Baby Golden Avenger, has a triple strike. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already experienced this card. It's a really good card, honestly, because the counter is crazy, especially since it goes so well with the Unison.
Yes, it's battering laser on steroids.
Yeah, because it's a 30k triple striker, and it gets when your opponent's cards bottom decks it, ignoring barriers. So I think that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and you get to draw a card again. We're trying to cycle again through the deck.
Yeah, you're trying your best to replace everything.
Yeah.
And then we also have the counterplay Trunks, which is kind of self-explanatory. It goes back to the hand. Anything that doesn't have deflect.
It's the best thing. It's the best counterplay in the game.
Yeah, honestly, it is the best. It's just so strong.
It's so strong. I'm so glad it didn't get banned.
Yeah, for real. And then I'm sorry. Then we have Fu the Dark Banisher. I think this is also a self-explanatory card. People have experienced this card a lot since it's kind of old. It came out probably four sets ago.
Four sets ago. I think it was the anniversary box or the ultimate box.
Oh, special anniversary box. Yeah.
Special anniversary box. But the Fu Dark Banisher has always been one of my favorite cards, and I try to fit it in with almost every deck that I can. But again, with this deck, you're chipping away at stuff. If I can play him, and he's triple attack. Every time they activate a skill, they're warping a card.
Yeah.
So again, that same kind of just chipping away. You have answers if they try to negate your attack. So essentially, they're just losing out on more cards.
Yeah, of course. And then what we also have finally is the Baby Hatchiyak, which is also kind of a little bit self-explanatory. You have 3 or more energy, negate the attack, and then your opponent can't attack for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
And it's just a 40k body.
40k body, you're swinging tall on it. I mean, it basically says your turn's over.
Yes, it's a super good card. All right, so that's basically the deck. I hope you guys love his deck profile and his explanation for all the cards. Anthony, is there any shoutouts that you want to do?
My team, the dads. I just want to shout out Steven, Justin Tang, Zach, Fernando, all the guys, all my locals, the dudes. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right. Catch you later, dudes. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile.